to engage in a trade standoff with China, and leaders of the European Union banded together to demand an end to unfair Chinese business practices, Italy took another route, China's new Silk Road. In a move that signaled geopolitical shifts from west to east, Italy broke with its European and American allies during last week's visit by President Xi Jinping of China and became the first member of the group of 7 major economies to officially sign up to China's vast new One Belt, One Road global infrastructure project. In front of an audience of top diplomats, prelates, and government officials, all eager to learn more about China, Mr. Conte, which is the Italian prime minister, spoke admiringly of China's efforts to become a world leader in, quote, technology and innovation, leadership that we know is very contested by the United States. So the Italians knew what they were doing. They knew this would be a slap in the face of the United States, and they publicly stated it. Says the United States, in fact, sought to stop Italy's joining of the Silk Road. This week, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said he was saddened by the development. So they were blindsided by this, and then they tried to talk Italy out of this. Italy said, no way, we're signing up for the new Silk Road. This is going to be good for the Italian people. And they said, so we're going to go ahead and do this partnership with China. That was a huge blow to the United States. And so there is... if you're going to go down this conspiracy theory road, which is what we're doing here, then you would see why there would be this desire to take a virus that seems to originate from China and try to cripple Italy. Because then that would make Italy say, maybe we don't want to have this Silk Road, this like direct link from China to Italy where they can import goods, services, and viruses. That would be something to make Italy think, right? So when you go down that road and you see that there's reasons for our country to not like Iran and to want to debilitate the Iranian economy, and when you then connect the dots of saying, we didn't like the fact that Italy signed up for China's new Silk Road, and so maybe we'll make Italy think twice about this by unleashing a virus on them that would make them maybe rethink it. It kind of makes you think, maybe there's something to this conspiracy theory. So the other big question to ask then is, has the U.S. ever used biological weapons before? Is this something that is in the United States arsenal? And the answer is, look, the U.S. had an official biological warfare program that officially began in 1943, and it officially did end in 1969. However, we do know that the United States has been using biological weapons well before 1943. We know the colonizers were using biological weapons when they unleashed smallpox on the natives. And there's reason to believe that the United States never really fully stopped using and developing biological weapons. During the official program of those 27 years, the U.S. developed 6 mass-produced battle-ready biological weapons in the form of agents that caused anthrax, rabbit fever, brucellosis, Q fever, Venezuelan equine encephalitis virus, botulism. Also, a type of food poisoning was produced as an incapacitating agent. In addition to the agents that were ready to be used, the U.S. program conducted research into the weaponization of more than 20 other agents, including smallpox, plague, yellow fever, typhus, bird flu, and the toxin ricin. Besides the numerous pathogens that afflict human beings, the U.S. had developed an arsenal of anti-agricultural biological agents. These included rice stem rust spores and the causative agent of rice blasts. And a U.S. facility at Fort Terry focused primarily on anti-animal biological agents. The first agent that was a candidate for development was foot and mouth disease. So besides foot and mouth disease, 5 other top secret biological weapons projects were commissioned on Plum Island. The other 4 programs researched included RVF, rinderpest, African swine fever, plus 11 miscellaneous exotic animal diseases. The 11 miscellaneous pathogens were blue tongue virus, bovine influenza, bovine virus diarrhea, fowl plague, goat pneumonitis, mycobacteria, N virus, Newcastle disease, sheeppox, Tescher's disease, and vesicular stomatitis. So I think the answer to, has the U.S. ever used biological weapons before, is a resounding yes. The United States has